I have been here for like 25 years, but I've always had an eye for value. I'm still comparing the prices and services back in my homeland and here in Australia. And I decided to leverage this insight for just importing these products, offering a slice of luxury without the crazy price tag. So for interior design, it definitely makes a difference.
You're listening to the She Renovates podcast. You're listening to She Renovates, the podcast for women who want to renovate to create an income and a life they love.
Hello, everyone. This is the first podcast episode I've recorded live in 2024. I had a bit of a break, and so I have got an extra special guest for our first episode. So I want to introduce you to Ozga. So Ozga is the founder of Coco Plum Interior Design Studio and Boxer Reno Imports. She's a lecturer and content developer at Western Sydney Uni and Uni of New South Wales. She's the owner of the Amazon shop, Coco Plum, a serial renovator, has 2 teens and a dog, currently studying to get her WELL WELL accreditation in interior design, which means she will soon be an expert in what contributes to human wellness and health in any building or space. So welcome, Ozga. So good to have you here.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here.
So now I'm going to throw a red herring out there because I had this thought when I was coming home on the tram today. Many interior designers build up a side hustle, which often becomes their main thing. Why do you think that is?
I'm not really sure because my background is in business and interior design was my side hustle. So then slowly I moved to interior design. From business.
Okay. Well, then that you've just thrown my theory right out the window.
I'm sure they do have though. It makes sense. We all need a side hustle, isn't it? I think brain needs some challenge. Interior design is very creative.
It is. Yeah. And it's what we love. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into this. So the reason that we are recording this episode is because we had a question in one of our groups about anyone know anyone who imports renovation supplies from China. And I thought, well, actually, let's go one better. And so, Ozga, you came to mind. And so before we get into what you actually do, can you give us a rundown on you, who you are and who you are personally and also professionally from your point of view? I would really appreciate that.
So I am a blend of really hard work, creativity, and perfectionism. I'm incredibly happy to find my passion in life, a little late, but it happened finally, and have a career that I would do even without a paycheck. I am happily married for nearly a quarter of a century, and my pride in my 2 teenager kids is really off the charts. I can't tell you how happy and lucky I have been with them. I have a Havanese, tiny little dog. He is the little spark in my life. And what else? My heart really beats for design and also for teaching. I teach at a couple of universities. I write content and do interior design at the same time. And my dream is really to be plugged in to learning at night and even learn during the sleep. I love just improving and continuously learning and growing. So that's me.
Well, Oscar, you're in the right place. I think we are tarred with the same brush. And yeah. And so in terms of the work that you do for the university,
Mhm.
so what is your topic there?
Project management in construction.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also teach. My background is in business, so there isn't a subject I didn't write and teach, to be honest, in every prestigious Sydney university. Except I never had chance to work in the Sydney Uni, but UNSW, Western Sydney University. So majority of them management subjects, project management, construction,
Right.
master degree.
Yeah, beautiful. So now today we're talking about your importing business. I'm really curious to know how you got that started because there's lots of hoops to jump through, isn't there?
Yeah, that's true. So my journey into importing business began during my own home renovations, like many other people. I discovered that not everyone is paying the steep Australian prices. So I talked to some builders, carpenters, even my rich friends in Europe. They were just paying what we pay, just fraction of that cost. And they were just bringing even higher quality materials. Then I saw, for example, Gwyneth Paltrow AD home tour. And she said things like, "Oh, I saw this in Pinterest and got it done for my home renovation." So, I realized that what makes a house truly special are the custom-made furnishings, the pieces that are exclusive and luxury, and even the high-end brands we use, they are so much better if we can just adjust it according to our house. It might be the color, the curves, the metal they use. If it's like designed perfectly for your house, design makes those details makes the difference. So then I realized high-end clients, their vocabulary is very different. They do not talk about which brand. They say things like, "Oh, this artist made it. This is from this designer." It's never brands. They do want to feel special and be only, they want to be the only person who owns those materials because of its uniqueness. So witnessing the complete contrast, how wealthy people renovate and how ordinary people renovate, I was basically determined to close that gap because of my own pain, because I was nonstop in front of the Facebook marketplace trying to find it cheap at the auction, working extremely long hours to buy these renovation materials. And also as an immigrant, I have been here for like 25 years, but I've always had an eye for value. I'm still comparing the prices, and services back in my homeland and here in Australia. And I decided to leverage this insight for just, importing these products, offering a slice of luxury without the crazy price tag. This isn't a new idea, to be honest. Lots of people are doing it. It isn't about also competing with the mainstream stores. What I wanted was a tailored suit, not a, IKEA couch, but something nice and valuable.
I think it's interesting, and I think it's probably important to make the distinction that there is a difference between someone renovating their own home and then someone renovating as a business. So obviously as a business, you're going to be much more focused on your cost of goods, for want of another expression, because that's how you make your profit. And like, while I really encourage renovators, even when they're renovating their own home, to if they're not planning to stay in that home forever, to think about, to really manage their budget so that they create a lot of equity that will take them into their next move. But
Mhm.
like we're doing a renovation at the moment, and I notice how my normal frugalness is sort of, I wouldn't say it's going out the window, but I'm spending money on things that I probably wouldn't consider. So I see what you mean about asking me whether there were questions. So yes, so I think that's an important distinction. And so when you import product, are you importing it for yourself, or you're importing it for your business now?
For business, because it still make difference. So for interior design, it definitely makes difference because usually people renovate their own homes. And also, even if you would like to make profit, the prices we pay here is crazy. So it shouldn't be like that. So we really have to think about the cost. I'm 100% with you. I will just give you an example. A $60,000 kitchen costs, including the shipping, maximum 15,000 to bring in.
Oh my
So
God.
that's the difference we are talking about. So if you're renovating for profit, you definitely should import.
Okay. And can you tell me, have you noticed a vast increase in shipping costs since COVID?
100% shipping cost increased so much. But really, when you put, depends on what you buy. If you're going to buy an IKEA kitchen, of course it's cheaper here. They have better logistics, everything, they just do it for you. But if you're going to buy something special, you're renovating a house in Mosman, Hunters Hill, those kind of high-end renovations, they require certain type of materials. So when you're assembling a designer space, if you share the shipping cost between your designer tapware, your custom-made couch, or your wall claddings, high-end kitchen, high-end bathroom, the cost becomes a really minor detail. It's about seeing the bigger picture also. Understanding nearly every single product you purchase in Australia comes with its own hidden shipping cost and markup.
Yes.
We're importing, we are not manufacturing pretty much nothing in Australia. And so my strategy is straightforward: cut through the clutter, bring the exquisite directly. And many European products, brands we love here, and also they love in Europe, they are also made in Turkey. So these products are naturally cheaper because we buy directly from the factory. And with Australian dollars strength against Turkish lira, one Australian dollar is equal to 20 Turkish lira at the moment. And we have some exclusive architect discounts and some agreements with the companies. Basically, this is just, a great way to afford luxury.
So can I ask you, what's the lead time? I'm getting very interested now.
Yeah. So lead time, to be honest, it's not very different than Australia, and it is very reasonable. So from the moment all these products leave our storage till the time it arrives in Australian shores, we need 45 days. But you have done so many renovations. You know how renovations go. You order a kitchen here. How long does it take? It can take. I ordered here. It took me 8 months. Small details. I was just losing it. So we usually, if it's like straightforward shopping, we can just put things together in 10 days and then 45 days on top of it for the logistics, for transport. But if it's a complicated, little bit more complex, high-end custom orders, bespoke kitchen, it will take a bit longer. But it's also important to remember that time is relative. If you start sourcing early, before you even start your construction, or ask your tenants to vacate, you're not living in that, renovation chaos. You're just comfortably in front of Netflix waiting for your products to arrive. So it's a different type of, renovation, just basically no stress.
So Trudy's asking, would you normally order the materials and ship in one container? How does that work?
It has to be in one container because the cost will increase dramatically if you share a container with other companies. And if it's a small order, we usually do not accept that. So we try to fill at least 20 feet containers. Sometimes, it's still, if it's like your bathroom and your kitchen, we may not be able to fill the 20 feet container, but still it's going to be a lot cheaper for you, even if the container is half full. Okay,
amazing. Now, so okay, so do you want to give us an idea of what sort of items that you import?
I have all different sorts of treasures, to be honest. So we have, some construction materials, tiny homes, custom-made modular homes, custom-made furniture, hotel renovations, everything in between to transform your space, whatever you need. It can be art. So I built a trusted network of manufacturers, artisans, logistics experts, and they're all, we tried them a couple of times. You can bring from China. If I was Chinese, I would work on that. But, I already have a network there. I already speak the language. I already know the dilemmas we are going to have. So it was really, I think it was right choice to go to Turkey. And everything I purchased, for example, Franke, Franke sink and a tapware 3 years ago. The tapware is here. Sink hasn't arrived yet. The matching sink hasn't arrived yet. Everything comes to Australia because it's a small market. Everything comes very late. So I also would like to talk a little bit about the limitations here because we are somewhat limited. So the idea is to reduce the renovation cost, right?
Yeah.
So we prefer choosing materials or brands that are cheaper from our suppliers. These are usually even superior products. For example, engineered stone is banned in Australia. So the cheapest next option from Turkey is natural marble. It's pretty much the same price. Quality of the products and innovation in construction materials is just massive in Europe. And for example, you're in love with a German brand. We may not be able to bring you that German design tapware, but we can just bring another German design tapware that is actually manufactured in Turkey. Or you can just buy your tapware from Australia. That's also another option.
And you'll end up with Chinese tapware, usually.
Yeah.
So Trudy's also asking, do all the materials comply with Australian standards? What about windows?
So majority of these products are a lot higher than Australian standards. Turkey is the supplier for Europe. So it's European standards, and everything we buy from Turkey, they are exported to Europe. So definitely a lot higher standards.
But they do meet our standards. They do meet our standards.
They do meet and exceed our standards, especially windows, doors. You cannot find that quality in Australia, and those designs are also not available in Australia. I know in the home show, I met one supplier for the windows and doors. and he was Turkish. Everyone was just around him,
Yeah.
oh, wow, an amazing, system, and they were, from Turkey.
So, so how do you choose what you want? And like, let's say, like in terms of joinery, how do you like, what is it? Is it flat pack? Like how does it fit into your space?
So we had a few issues with flat pack. So we basically, this is what we do. We actually manufacture it, and then we make it, build it in the factory, put it all together, and then disassemble it, package it, and then post it. So even assembly was easier. Because all of the hardware, let's say for a kitchen, all of the hardware, everything is already on those pieces, individual pieces. So, but still, I would like to improve it. I would like to reduce the time in Australia because labor is also very costly. So we can't cut the labor cost. They are living in Australia, but we can cut the time.
Yeah.
So if it's
so
a
they
kitchen,
come in with as units, do they?
Yes, if I can, if there's depends on what you order, I would definitely for a kitchen, I would just bring the whole cabinet ready made. So you just put it in.
Okay. And so what sort of finishes are the kitchens?
Any finish you like. I really hate those, white inside kitchen.
Me too.
It looks really ugly. Even the back of the kitchen, I would definitely cover it up, make it definitely nicer. And then all of those, for example, bench top, everything is cut according to the products you choose. So you just put it on and put your, electrician will just put it together. So we just carefully design everything, and that's basically where it takes the most time.
Wow. And so do we send our plans to you? Like, do you send our plans over? Is that how it works?
You can, but some of these products may not be available in Turkey. So for example, for a window, let's say, the design you choose, it may not be available. We can try to find something similar available, or I can do the design for you. And that would be I think, the easiest, best way to go.
And do you have an online catalog or product?
So I don't have an online catalog, but I did put in my website some of the projects we have done, some of the furniture we bought, or some of the, really special items we found. I am so bad at photographing. I don't know how people, find time between all the chaos of renovation. I don't know how they also find time and just, take beautiful pictures. So it's very limited there, unfortunately.
Oscar, does this mean we have to make a trip to Turkey?
Yes, let's do that. let's visit all of the manufacturers there. Yeah. Design Matters National contacted me, and they were organizing a visit to Turkey to find out about suppliers. So Turkey is like China for whole Europe, and a better quality. There has been a revolution basically in Turkey in construction, because those really large manufacturers changed their whole equipment. So all that equipment went to small artisan, smaller manufacturers, and now they have really high quality machinery that you can't even find in Australia in really big factories. So yeah, definitely. Let's go have a look.
Louise Shervington has said, I'm in hospital waiting room and I don't have sound, but I'm assuming we're all going to Turkey.
Yeah.
So can you provide samples?
Samples?
Yeah.
Yes. So we I have some samples of the products I always use. So some of the samples are here, but it depends on what you choose. We can just express post it if you really would like to touch and feel, but we're always communicating. We always take videos and photos, everything, and then once you approve, then we purchase it, because really it's nearly impossible to send it back.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be any mistake. It would be really costly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm really excited about that. And as I have a couple of kitchens in my near future, I'm actually thinking that I might just wait and let's give this a go, because I think it could be really life-changing for our renovators. Now, so thank you for coming on. And I know we've been talking about it for a while, but
I have been stalking you for a while.
Yeah, I really had no concept of what was possible. So that's great. So what about sustainable products?
So I love it when people ask me about sustainability, because this is even in my personal goals 2024, from clothing to how I live. I'm going to change it all, to be honest. So we recently designed a sustainable modular house, and our goal was really ambitious. We wanted to exceed the 7-star basics rating, exceed it. So we used top high-end brands known for their commitment to sustainability. All of the MDF and wood products are FSC certified, double glazing, high efficient windows, doors, Vogue paint, like everything you can think of. Like we put in everything, chucked in everything we can think of for making it more and more sustainable. So energy saving appliances. So for me, sustainable projects are more than just construction, renovation. It's a testament to the value we give to nature, to climate change, the future of humankind. I really firmly believe that the spaces we inhabit play a crucial role in our general well-being, mental health, by creating homes that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also environmentally conscious and health-focused. We contribute to the overall well-being of the occupants, and also healthy homes foster healthy lives. So I really would like to use natural materials. I'm actually studying WELL certification as an interior design at the moment, and this is something I'm really passionate about. So yeah, thank you. Of course, it does increase the cost a little bit, but it is really not significant. And if everyone puts a little bit more effort, all of these products are going to be, of course, cheaper. So I'm
more affordable for everyone.
I'm really happy when people ask about that.
So now, Oscar was kind enough to invite me to speak at the CapTech 2023 conference, which is and one of the topics was sustainability. Now, I met a man there. Now, I'm sure you know who he is, now I can't remember whether they were providing finance or grants for projects that were sustainable. Can you remember that? Can you remember? No.
Who did it talk to? I can't remember. Oh,
Don't
it
worry.
was such a hectic day. I can't
Wasn't
remember.
very hectic. I'm not
find
expecting
that.
much.
I can find that, yeah.
Thank you. And so, the other thing I wanted to ask you is, with the tiny homes, can you give us an approximate price range of
I can actually give you straight, like full price. Because we recently designed that sustainable tiny house, and I know the exact cost. So I think modular houses and tiny homes are really viable and affordable solution to Australian housing crisis.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in the modular houses, especially. I don't think I can live in a tiny house, but modular houses are very interesting for me because we can make any changes. So we have seen growing interest also in custom design modular houses and tiny houses, mainly because of the cost effectiveness. In fact, recently we calculated a sustainable modular house project, and we use the finest sustainable materials. They're not even available in Australia. For 40 houses, the cost was $1,431 per square meter.
Per square meter?
Yeah.
So
but this is top of the range. Everything with very luxury, for example, tapware. It is one of the luxurious brands, not even available here, Italian designers. So, if you use those kind of materials, it's $1,431 per square meter.
And is that
considering there's also quick installation time, and we can use the land more efficiently. These are not just, these are just not affordable. It's smart solutions.
Yeah.
And also, I think in Australia, those disaster areas will really appreciate the speed of construction. And they offer great way to build communities. I'm really interested in that. And also, speaking of the building communities, you have a woman project I know going through. I'm dying to hear more about it. I think it would be really interesting, people supporting each other and, just building a community there would be, great achievement.
Awesome. Well, is there anything I should have asked you that I haven't?
I think we've covered. If there's any more questions, I'm more than happy, and I'm always available from Instagram. Coco Plum Style is the website. My passion for teaching, and this is exactly how I started. I just started listening to your postcards for renovation. I've been following you for many, many years. There are so many designers and people I follow, and I learned from them until I get the proper education. So I always try to teach from Coco Plum Style Instagram, and for any business, I'm available always from LinkedIn.
Awesome. Well, I know that our Wonder Women, I think, would be really interested. So I'm thinking I might get you to come into one of the Q&As.
Of course,
I'm sure there are a lot more questions. Yeah. So, well, listen, thanks so much for your time, Ozga, and I'm really excited about your product and how we're going to be working together in the future.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, especially the women community modular houses. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Ozga.
This is the She Renovates podcast. To discover how to harness the power of renovating, check out theschoolofrenovating.com.